We're all looking for the next new thing, the desire to get ahead, to be unique and different. What if I told you that that thing that you're looking for isn't ahead of you? It's behind you. There lies a diamond forgotten to time, just waiting to be found.
Vintage lenses have completely changed the way that I think about filming a project, from my opinions on what great gear is and how to push myself creatively to film a shot. You know, in today's world, the cost of entry into this wonderful thing that we call filmmaking has gotten completely out of control. These lenses, while offering a great image quality, have skyrocketed into a price range that only seasoned professionals or people with deep pockets can afford. You know, I bought my first Nifty 50 a long time ago, and while I had many issues, it was amazing to be able to purchase something at such a low cost and improve my image by, tenfold. And, like most things in life, I grew out of just needing that one lens for what I was trying to do, but, when I went to go look and try to find other lenses to buy to complement my 50mm, it completely crushed me. I was looking at lenses that would cost me hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, and if I wanted to have a fast aperture, I was starting to look into the thousands. It took me a long time to figure out what to do because at that time, YouTube was still kind of in its infancy in terms of creators and, what to do and having people direct you on what to do, and I just couldn't find the answer that I was looking for. In other words, I was stuck. That was until one day while I was working my server job, a regular customer walked in and handed me this box. He said,
"I know we've spoken about your love for cameras before, and at this stage in my life, I don't get out much, so I thought they would get much more use with you."
Inside the box was a bunch of old film gear that would change the way that I think about filmmaking forever. I started to do a bunch of research into vintage cameras and learned that you can adapt vintage lenses to modern cameras and achieve incredible results. This whole time, I was looking into the latest and greatest that these camera companies had to offer when what I actually needed was behind me, lost to this never-ending pursuit to have the newest piece of gear. You could build out an entire kit of lenses for a literal fraction of what it would cost you to buy one singular lens that was made today. Just the other day, I bought a 28, a 35, and a 50mm for all $300. And I can't think of anything else on the market today that would allow you to buy 3 lenses for $300. And not only that, but these vintage lenses are able to deliver a type of style that most modern lenses just cannot achieve today. Now, that being said, there are also a few drawbacks to vintage lenses, such as the lack of autofocus. But I gotta be honest, removing autofocus from my filmmaking made me a better filmmaker in every way possible. Not only are the movies that you're watching on the big screens not using autofocus, but they actually prefer it that way. Manually focusing teaches you to slow down and forces you to be intentional with what you're trying to shoot. It allows you more creativity in how to set up a shot and what you specifically want the viewer to see. I mean, take a look at some of the best movies in the past couple years. The Batman used a rehoused vintage 44-2 Helios lens. And they used it because it's cheap, and it helped them achieve the look that they were going for. Not to mention, modern lenses just don't do what the Helios does. You could also look at Dune 2, where they use specially made, rehoused vintage lenses for that movie. Now, I'm not here to tell you that vintage lenses are the answer for every scenario, but maybe they're the right answer for you right here, right now. These lenses are easy to find, they're exceptionally built, and they're an unbelievable value for what you're getting. Plus, because of their low cost, it allows you to experiment with focal lengths that you maybe never thought of. Something else I also heard too is you could also buy vintage lenses for relatively cheap, test them out, like maybe you want to try a 135, and maybe it's not your jam, so you don't have to buy it no more. You spend $30 and you're out. I get asked quite a lot what lenses I used to shoot with, and a lot of people are very surprised to hear me say that I'm shooting on vintage lenses from the 60s and 70s. Those lenses that I mentioned earlier, they're all Nikon glass. And I actually have an upcoming video where I show you how to buy these vintage lenses, where to look, and actually how to test them once you get them for your own use. It's very important to test the vintage lenses when you get them to figure out their quirks and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for listening to me rant about my love for vintage lenses and why I think that everyone should have at least one of them in their kit. If you have any questions about vintage lenses or, just want to share your own personal experience using them, leave it down in the comment section below. I appreciate everyone that's come along on the journey. I think we have like 500 people that have subscribed, which is insane. Thank you so much. There's more videos coming soon. Like I said, I'm gonna make that vintage glass video next week on how to buy them, what to look for, and how to test them out so you know how to use them for you and your use case. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you soon.